Hey, welcome back. This just came in from Indonesia. I've already gotten through 2 layers of packaging. I'm hoping this will be an efficient final layer for the video, but we will see because this seller ain't playing. This one I found on Blade Forums. I was talking about this in my live the other day. I'm going to spend a little more time talking about kind of how I find the knives as opposed to just that I found them. Look at that. This guy is seriously not playing around. That is 3rd layer, 4th layer of packaging. Good for you, man. This is what I like to see, especially on international. That is just a really good strategy to overdo it on packaging. I appreciate that. I don't know about you all. This guy did a really nice job of packaging this. Really nice job. Let's see if the result was really nice. Let's see if what he was packaging was really nice. This doesn't look like, maybe it is, I don't know. I don't remember this being the pouch that I saw on this knife in the past, but maybe this is a newer one. Look at that, more packaging. An SPK Lamia, version 2, my 3rd attempt at finding one that I would like. So let's see what happens here. It's got the SPK Lamia stuff. It's got packaging, everything you could ask for. Ooh, very nice, very nice. This is the, he did a run that he called monochromatic or monochrome or something like that. And this is one of them. Ooh, very, very nice. I like it. Ooh, I like it. Ooh, still has that freaking sharp edge. These version 2s, just the, I guess a lot of people complain for some reason. I have no idea what people are complaining about. This feels fantastic to me on the version 1, this knockdown edge here. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. See how it's chamfered? Now take a look at the V2. Sharpie. Is that scratch there? I have to look closer at that. It looks like there might be a scratch there. I don't think I just did it. But anyway. Yeah, that's a really sharp edge. So I guess his whole thing is, look, if I do it like this, then you can decide what you want. You can decide if you want to leave it like that or modify it or whatever, but now you've got more material. So I can appreciate that. I think that's a reasonable strategy. Let's zoom out here and take a look at what we got. So the finish changed a little bit on these V2s. They went from this deeper milling, I should say Alex went from this deeper milling to a lighter milling here. Everything else is pretty similar externally. The hardware is a little different, but there is some difference in the internal milling and stuff. So if you end up looking on the inside of one of these, whew, that thing, I really do not like that non-chamfered thumb hole there. But yeah, milling on this side I think is generally the same, but this side's pretty darn different. You can take a look, pretty drastically different. This one had like, see if I can carefully maneuver these around, these little holes milled into it. And then this guy has like a deep pocket milled out, and there's more to it, but in conclusion, both great, just different. Let's take a look. Lockup is perfecto. Action is quite good. You know, really, from a Spidey flick perspective, I don't really notice that. It's really just the thumb, when I use the thumb hole, that I notice it just in the tip of my thumb. It does not feel good. So, any woozies? Any woozers? In the spirit of talking about where I get knives, I just noticed in the Shark Knife Co., I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I think it is. In the Shark Knife Co. group, they're going to do a lottery in a few minutes here on a couple Wakas, so I'm going to definitely try and get in on that. That's exciting. Yeah, Facebook's definitely an amazing source. You just have to be really, really careful. I I just walk away if I'm not 100% sure. Try and be really, really confident in who I'm buying from, or I just don't do it. So there are a few tricks there. You can make sure what groups they're in. You can try and get references. Do not take screenshot vouches for any face value. They're worth nothing. Try and get a link to the original vouch. Go take a look and see if the people that responded to it are real people, and go from there. Anyways, really liking what I'm seeing on the milling around the edges here. Yeah, I really like this monochromatic finish one, and the action on this one's pretty damn good compared to the other ones I had. I could not do that on the other version 2s that I've had, so this guy must have either messed around with the bearing, or not the bearings, but the washers a little bit, or, you know, used it quite a bit. I don't know. You know, some people basically go in and polish the washers or whatever, but this one feels good. I want to say he ships it with the ceramic, so maybe it's been taken down to swap that. I don't know. I don't know for sure if he ships it with ceramic or phosphor bronze, but the phosphor bronze are what's in there. Yeah, it's feeling pretty darn good. That's the closest I've felt to this. It still requires about, I'd say, 20-30% more effort and strength to do everything. So it's definitely a little tighter than this guy. This guy's just a little looser and a little easier to work with, especially on like a thumb rollout. That's where this one really, you can really feel the tightness, but it's really good. That's definitely what I've been looking for in a version 2. So yeah, glad to get my hands on it. And excited to see that made the trip safely from Indonesia. Pretty neat that knives are all over the world. Have a quick look at the edge, see how it is. Perfect. Yeah, she looks nice. So let's get a little close up, and then we'll send you on your way here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah, happy with that one. That's the first V2 where I've been like, oh yeah, I could see myself keeping this. So that feels good. Good to get it. Curious if that's, yeah, see how it's marring up my sorry, hang on. Marring up my fingernail a little bit from the finger flicks. I don't feel it like I do on my thumb. Your thumb, you really just feel that when it digs in there, but it is definitely taking a little toll on the fingernail for whatever it's worth. Not a big deal really, but you know, worth noting. SPK Lamia version 2. He's going to be able to crank out more and more volume. He's, you know, a really hardworking guy, it feels like, and a pretty smart guy, and he's always thinking about how to improve things, whether it's on this model or his next model or whatever. So kind of a neat community member in his own right, and yeah, good to have it in the collection. So that's all for now. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.